how you're backing your data up. A full backup, whenever you're doing a full backup, that means you're backing up everything. You're just backing up every individual file, every little bit and piece there. Differential and incremental are a little different, where they kind of work together with a full backup. But, full backups can take time. They do take up a lot of room. So where a differential might come into play is, you get a full backup on Monday, and then let's say the rest of the week you do differentials. So on Tuesday, you'll do a differential backup, and all that does is it backups everything that's changed since Monday. Now, Wednesday's backup comes along, and that backs up everything that's changed since Monday. Thursday, same thing. It backs up everything that's changed since Monday. So you can see Monday's a full backup. It's going to be big. And then going throughout the week, as you get more and more differential backups, those backups get bigger. They're never always as big as the full backup are. So if you want to restore when you're doing differential backups, what you need is your last differential backup and your full backup. So you need like 2 tapes or 2 disks. So again, something to consider when we're just talking about how many pieces of media you're backing up on. Now incrementals are a little different too, where they're real small, they're real fast, and what it does is you back up your full backup on Monday, your incremental Tuesday backs up everything that's changed since Monday. Your Wednesday backup backs up everything that's changed since Tuesday. Your Thursday backup does everything that's changed since Wednesday. So as you can see there, you would need every single tape in that chain to be able to do that good backup. You need all your incrementals and your full. So the only issue with incrementals is, having good restore medium, where if you have one hard drive with a bad spot or one tape with a bad spot in the middle of the week, you basically can't restore from anywhere beyond when that thing went bad. Now, some different backup technologies rather than methods I've got listed here. There's flat file, there's agent, there's file, and there's sector. And I want to just educate everybody on the different things out there to help you just think about what you really need to do again. In flat file, what that just means backing up a file. It's like taking a file and copying it and then pasting it somewhere else. So think about just your Excel doc being copied onto the tape. Now the problem with the flat file is you can only copy and paste, even though it's not really exactly how it works, but for the sake of this, we'll say you can only copy and paste files that aren't being used. So that's where this agent backup thing comes in. And what that is it's some extra intelligence that lets the backup stuff that's being used. For example, if you're running your own Microsoft email exchange server, you would need an Exchange agent to back up your email while it's still in use. If you have a SQL server for AMS or faxing or mail archiving or document management, to back up that database, you need to have an agent. Now, of course, the other methods are you can just shut that off, but it's not always convenient to shut off your fax server or your email server because you still might get things after hours. That's where the agents come into play. They let you back everything up without shutting down. Now, file backup and sector backup are kind of related, where file backups are done with agent and flat file, and still the files are being backed up, whether it's an agent copying all that Exchange information. It just knows how to do it while the things are running. A sector backup is different from the file copy backup, though, where it doesn't care what's on the hard drive. It doesn't care that you have files or that you're running a mail server or things like that. It looks right at the physical hard drive itself and just copies the bits off the hard drive. So it doesn't know it's backing up an Excel document per se. It doesn't know it's backing up email. It knows it's backing up sector 1274 whatever on your hard drive. So it's a lot more intelligent. It has a lot less failures that way too. So talking about Backup Exec, it's obviously what most agencies have heard of and what most agencies are familiar with. Its reason being it was recommended by the management system vendors for a long time. And the technology that Backup Exec uses it does the file backups with the flat file backups. It can also do agent backups. So again, anybody that's using Backup Exec, if you have a SQL server, which is like your management system, your fax server, your document management system, your email, even a SharePoint website, you would want to get agents for those so you can back them up while they're still running. It's also an on-site backup, obviously, since your tape drive or your hard drives or whatever you have is sitting at your office and sitting in your server. So everybody knows Backup Exec pretty well, I think. We're not going to get into a demo on it, but we would be happy to give you a demo and some training on that outside if you wish. So if that's something that you are interested in, please feel free to just put that on your feedback forms at the end of our seminar. So here's our recommended tape rotation if you're using Backup Exec. And we can send you a copy of this as well. You don't have to write very frantically, or of course we're going to have this website, this webinar recorded and put up on our website to view in just a couple of days. But you can see our recommended tape rotation is 18 tapes. And what that does is it lets you restore from every single day for a whole 3-week period, because you have 3 different Mondays, 3 different Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. And beyond that first 3 weeks where you can restore from every day, because you have 3 Fridays as well, there are 3 extra Fridays. So every other Friday you would switch your tapes, and you'd be backing up 3 full weeks, and then after that, one extra backup a week for the next 3 weeks. So you could essentially go 6 weeks back, and that's usually pretty good to cover the most common data losses. Now, if you're doing hard drive related backups too, you're going to want to go with a rotation like this. The thing to figure out, though, is exactly the strategy that's going to happen, because buying 18 hard drives can be pretty costly. Even though, again, the price has come down, there will be more of a little custom setup needed if you're going to do hard drives. So some of the things that I want to help everybody figure out and leave here is, backups are great and fine and all, but you need to figure out why you're doing your backups. And obviously that's so you can keep doing your business. So what we need to think about is the business cost of data. You might say, well, tapes are kind of expensive. I don't want 18 days worth of backups. But, I urge everyone to determine what your business cost of data really is. And things to think about are, what are just your overhead costs per hour, your employees' costs, and with other previous webinars we've done, we figured the cost per employee at about $33.08, and that figures things like salary, benefits, factoring in things like vacation time, that's loss of productivity time there, and then overhead, actually paying for their computer, paying for the power for them to run everything. And then what are the costs for delayed processing? Chances are that if you're having to delay quoting someone a day, you're going to lose a certain percentage of those quotes. So figure out what that percentage is there. Figure out your commission then on that and what that would have been. So again, figuring out the business cost of data, it just helps you justify what you're going to be spending on your backup solution. It makes it gives you some concrete information too about how important your data is to your agency, and what it's worth to you to protect. This is all insurance that we're talking about. So now that we are thinking about what it actually costs us to work for an hour, for a day, for a week, I wanted to kind of give everybody some ideas on what it takes to actually restore. We're asked all the time, how long is it going to take to get us back up from this disaster? How long is it going to take to rebuild our servers and get everything back? Obviously we know that it's pretty quick to get all your